my name is Max Stein, and I love video games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love video games.
And my name is Raph. I also love video games.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we bring to you treasured video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Warning, the Game Treasure Podcast is not for little children or anyone with a brain, for that matter. I don't know why I'm talking like a spooky monster. This week, we have the new joint from Yacht Club Games. Everyone's already talking about it. Mina the Hollower. It's got a 10 out of 10 from IGN. I can't wait till the day where we can start getting games like this early, so that we can report to these things to you on time.
Man, I'm working on it.
But, it's their first game since Shovel Knight, and it's 1,000 DLCs that are basically just full entire games. And I'll give you this, dear listener or viewer, if you have been listening to all of your other video game podcasts talking about this game and how great it is, at least today, you might hear a differing opinion. From me.
Not from everyone.
Boy, oh boy, this game frustrated the fuck out of me.
Interesting. I can't wait, actually. I really want to know what your thoughts are.
Hard game is hard.
But before we get into that, let's go ahead and start our episode off correctly by having the Megabuck and RetroGameTreasure.com take us back in time with this week's Retro Zone. Buck.
Let's go back in time.
Jason!
Not sure about that.
I don't know what his bits are. Sometimes I don't know.
Well, then it's pretty obvious that neither of you played 2010's Heavy Rain.
Okay.
Jason,
so if you are just listening,
I know the scene.
The visual cue for his physical body language looked like a person in the cold, maybe
I was being
shivering.
I was scared.
I wasn't sure. Okay, you was scared. Maybe you were the little boy, and that's why your hands were up in your chest.
It was pretty on par with the voice acting for the dad in this portion of the game.
Thank you.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember the scene. Yeah.
By Quantic Dream, released for the PlayStation 3, Heavy Rain. You guys, I'm sure, played it, and everybody did back in 2010. Holy smokes, the action adventure story visual novel game by Quantic Dream, the guys that made Fahrenheit, aka Indigo Prophecy.
Right.
This is a very, very emotional game. Obviously, the joke I make about Jason, if you ever play this game, is in the opening sequence of the game, your son Jason goes missing at a mall, and you literally walk around the mall with, push the X button, yells Jason. Like, that's your only choice, right? As you
a bunch of
find
camp counselors are having sex, and they around.
They're all doing it in the mall.
They were making love while that young boy
drowned in the fountain in the mall.
They were shopping at Victoria's Secret while that young boy got hit by a truck.
No.
And so he loses his son or whatever, and it makes him and his wife separate. No, his life just devolves into a downward spiral. So it takes place over a couple of characters. This guy, an ex-FBI agent who I think becomes a private detective or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Very story-driven, very controversial because a lot of people did not like the visual. It's basically a visual novel for the most part with 3D backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved their predecessor to this, again, Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy. However, that is an amazing example of a game that had a very, very strong opening and no ending. I mean, the ending was like literally aliens. Like
Indigo Prophecy was like a Metroidvania, right?
No, Indigo Prophecy was also a storytelling game like this.
I don't know why.
I have never played a demo. Yes, I said that. A demo, as much as I played the demo for Indigo Prophecy, because the opening of Indigo Prophecy, not to segue off this, but you are in you start out in a bathroom, you don't have control of yourself, and your character murders someone.
Right.
Then you're looking in the mirror, you take control of your character.
Right.
After you just killed somebody, and you're like, holy shit, what would I do in this situation? Like, crawl out the window from the bathroom. You realize you're in a diner. Do you just walk back to your table nonchalantly? If you try to just slowly walk out of the diner and leave, there's a cop sitting at the edge of it, and you go to get out of the diner and the waitress is like, sir? And you're like, what? You forgot to pay your bill, and you're like, oh shit, what would you do? And so there were a lot of scenarios like that in this game. It had no ending. So the guy that wrote this, the game developer, David Cage, for Heavy Rain, wrote a 2,000-page script for this. And he acted as the director of this game over 4 years, went to Philly to research the setting, everything else. And the part of the main reason was he wanted to improve on the flaws from Indigo Prophecy and the changes that they didn't pull off correctly in that game, make it more of a heavy game, everything else. It also had a amazing soundtrack by composer Norman Corbeil, and it was recorded at Abbey Road Studios.
Oh wow!
Like, dude, what? They spent like 40 million. This again, 2010. So I don't know the conversion. They spent like 40 million euro on this game, on developing this game. Sold over 5 million copies. Just an amazing, different detective storytelling kind of adventure game. So very, I guess, like on par with maybe like LA Noire, if you ever played that, but this is, less, you're not a cop. One of the guys kind of is. You play from the perspective of a couple different characters following this serial killer, the origami killer who started killing people. Ah, man, just great game.
This was 2 years before Telltale Games Walking Dead, too.
Right, yeah.
And so there just weren't this genre of games, this walk around and talk or walk around. It's like, I guess it's a 3D adventure game.
Yes, definitely. But there's way more gameplay in this than there is in a Telltale game. This is one of those games that was one of the first ones to use that PS3 6-axis.
Motion with
so you'll have like someone come up behind and grab you and put in your stranglehold, and it literally wants you to shake the controller to shake them off.
I'm reminded of the like in the demo had a fight sequence in like an apartment where you had to do all these quick time events, and it was the first time I'd ever played anything like that, actually.
It's very interesting and very deep
everything
game,
is run through those events. Like if you're going to shoot somebody, it's going to be by
in a quick time event.
A reticle appears and makes you drag a thing over a thing and press A.
Right.
So that's where it feels like the Telltale game. So if you haven't played, 2010 you said?
Yeah, 2010. I mean, this game is literally, what's that? 2 decades old or a decade and a half old. I mean,
wild.
My goodness, I can't believe, because I never played this one. I remember watching you play Indigo Prophecy, so I have no idea what the storyline for this one was, other than I guess I have seen somewhere online that your son going missing in the mall bit.
Zodiac, basically.
Is that what it is? Is it?
It's like a serial killer. Yeah, that you're trying to track down. Yeah,
it is. It's the origami killer, but it might as well be like the
very Silence of the Lambs.
But in other words, it never gets like woo woo. Does it? Like, does anything like impossible happen?
I don't think there's any supernatural shit that happens in this game that I remember.
It's more psychological than supernatural.
Right.
The dad has devolved. The dad has gone completely cuckoo after his, spoilers, the son dies in the opening, and that's the whole launching point for him in the story. So, but then he's not dead because I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Very good.
Crazy.
Yeah. Good choice.
Did you play this one, Raph, when it first came out? Did you say that already?
I played through the demo quite a bit, and I've played a little bit of the actual game itself, and seen many videos, many a video essay on this game, especially that scene in particular where he's looking for him at the mall. It's pretty. The voice acting.
It is still considered like one of the best games of all time, and in 2010, it was certainly one of the best games that year.
Oh, for sure.
And you're considering like a year that I think like Mass Effect 2 came out. One of the Mass Effect games.
Interesting. I never felt that it had that pull. Obviously it's knowable, but I don't know. But if you have it's only PlayStation 3?
It's out on PC and stuff.
Sure.
Now. It came out, and PS4 also on like their store. But yeah, it was a PlayStation exclusive kind of thing.
If you want a physical,
If you want a physical
copy,
copy,
it's not a super pricey game, so
you can go now to www.retrogametreasure.com, become a subscriber, let Buck know you have a PS3 or a PS4 and you like, let's see, this is an adventure game. It's kind of horror, is it?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, right.
It's like a thriller. It's got scary moments. Yeah, for sure.
It's as scary as scary as a murderer is.
Exactly.
How scary is that to you? And you too could possibly get your hands on a copy of Heavy Rain. Very good. Jason. All right. Well, when we come back, we are going to dive head first. I was trying to make a joke about going underground about Mina the Hollower. See you on the other side, dear listener.
Jason.
All right, we are back, and it is time to talk about the 10 out of 10 experience that is Mina the Hollower. Developed and published by Yacht Club Games. I already said that. This game has a very positive review on Steam, from like 5,000 plus reviews as of the date of this recording. and it only cost $20.
Mm-hmm.
So, my surface level of this game is, I think we have, for me, an Arkham Asylum situation where I know it's a fantastic game. I just don't like it.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
But let's start from the top, gentlemen. Let's judge a book by its cover, shall we?
Okay.
This fucking game looks amazing.
Oh my God. Yes.
Even a blind man could see this. I'm not going to be an idiot and say it doesn't look good.
Chef's kiss.
Sprite work is peak. The gameplay, like the actual gameplay portions of it, fit so pleasantly into that 8-bit style, and it's got the loveliest color palette, man. It's so sexy.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a good. I couldn't quite figure out what it is, but that's
it's got. I think it's like secondary colors that they're using for a lot of it, and it's like Watchmen.
Sense.
Watchmen has a lot of secondary colors if you've read that comic book, and it's got the same vibes to it art-wise.
And it's also just like Game Boy color palette on steroids.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Sound wise, also really good. Yacht Club Games is good at both these things, sound and visuals. Like you can't deny it.
Did you guys know that Jake Kaufman, the guy that did the music for this, he worked on like the Game Boy Color port for Q*bert?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's older than I presumed he would be.
Yeah. He also did a 2007 TMNT. He did Contra 4 and then Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight, also incredible music. There's also, you guys mentioned that there's one of the composers from the Streets of Rage series.
The main guy, Yuzo Koshiro.
Yeah.
Has a couple guest track.
Yeah, he did Dragon Slayer, Revenge of Shinobi, and Streets.
There's 2 guest tracks on the volume 2 because there's like 200 tracks. It's ridiculous. And those 2 are definitely bops.
And then once you get into the actual gameplay, 30,000 foot view, it's a mix mash of genres. If you look at it from the outside, you might just be like, that looks like Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
And kind of, but it's really...
It's a Souls-like.
It's really a FromSoft game dressed in Link's Awakening clothing. And I have a note that says, I don't like the combination of genres that is this game. So that's going to be my first point if I'm going to go first, which is, dear listener, viewer, you can call me a baby if you want, but I'm just saying.
You're a baby.
If you've been listening to the Super Interview Brothers, we spoke to Eric Manaham. I believe that's his name.
Lucid developer, yeah.
He developed that game Lucid, which is a side-scrolling Metroidvania game. And we talked about how in games in which there's a large area where you are to explore, it's very hard for me to play your game if I also need to do hard combat, let alone also need to do like hard platforming.
Okay.
And this game has all that. And so I can understand having the perspective of like, it's so cool that it has so many aspects to it. It's got cool combat, it's got lots of exploration, and it's got puzzles, and but I'm just like, oh my God, dude, I
actually don't blame you because I did have a rough start to it. It is mechanically deep. Like there is a lot of mechanical depth to it that can be kind of like frustrating for sure. For me, it was when I understood that the burrowing mechanic can be used as a dodge roll versus just a traversal method. That's when things like clicked and it started to go a little bit more smoothly for me. But I completely understand how this could be frustrating if like it's not your cup of tea, for sure.
I would get very not involved, but like invested. I would get very invested in the amount of progress I had made. Like at any given time, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, so I got to this new thing and I think I'm where I'm supposed to go. And then there'd just be like a section where it'd be like, okay, you have to jump from this moving platform to a platform that is on fire while a bird is swooping down at you. And then you need to jump from that flaming platform onto another moving platform that's moving in the opposite orientation or like a perpendicular orientation. Sure. And this game, much like Zelda Link's Awakening, it has that thing where it's like you attack in the cardinal directions, but enemies are allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. They can go in zigzags and loop-de-loop and fucking go in diagonals all day long.
Do kids like Ninja Gaiden?
Exactly. With the geometry, it's like playing, and I understand where it's just like, whoa, you got to reposition so that and I'm like, I know, but it's just like so much is on the line because it's not like Zelda where when you die in Link's Awakening, you go into the last like if you die in a dungeon, you go to the beginning of the dungeon. If you die at the overworld, you go into the last door you walked out of.
Yeah.
And Mina the Hollower,
it's got a bonfire.
You can go to a burrow or whatever. That's this game's bonfire, and it could be the whole dungeon on the other. It's like holy fuck, and then it would be so big. I don't know where the fuck how to even get back.
It's got a lot of distance in between checkpoints, which is probably one of my only complaints about it. I did think that some of the bonfires were a little too far apart for sure.
Sometimes it's just a matter of finding one. There could be one screen over and you didn't know it was there.
Can I ask what weapon did you use? Like just out of curiosity, because that could also
don't bring that up.
I was gonna separate, but like I would say,
because that could affect your gameplay.
If you haven't played, I would not suggest doing what I did, which is starting with the hammer.
That's what I did, and I love the hammer, but I got used to it. I didn't like it at first because I thought that the only dodge roll was the hammer's dodge roll, because that has an intrinsic dodge roll. When you hold it, you can move and then you'll dodge, but it's not very good. It's really more for repositioning, and then I figured out you can use the burrowing for it. But yeah,
guys,
I was curious about that.
When you go to a steakhouse, do you order a steak?
Sure.
Yes.
When you play a game where the character on the cover has a whip, pick the whip first.
He's right.
I love the hammer. I don't know. I really know the hammer.
But
fair enough.
The game seems to be more designed. Like I almost picked the knives just because watching a little video thing on them, it looked pretty fun. But I thought to myself, it really seems like this game is probably designed around the whip, at least initially, until you get more into it.
And I think he's right.
I actually think that that's where the genius of this game is, because I found very viable strategies using the hammer. And I think using the sidearms in conjunction with your weapon, you can make different builds that are very flexible. And I think that that's where the strength in this game lies, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah. We can get into what's good about it, because I feel like basically I'm going to have to separate all the pieces from this game and judge them separately, and just know, listener viewer, that when you make me do them all at once, I can't fucking do it.
I got you. Go for it.
Go for it. Go for it.
There lies its charm.
Yeah.
Me and Buck has played the most out of all of us. So Buck, you can maybe talk to us about the size and the density of the map in this game is like just below, I'm not even being hyperbolic, animal well levels of density.
Yeah. Not since like Animal Well, and I can't think of the last time before that. Is there literally something hidden on, it feels like, almost every screen?
Yeah.
Almost every, how just like Link's Awakening, you scroll to a new screen each time. There's no scrolling backgrounds, no scrolling open areas. And it seems like in the wildest way, every single screen has a hidden place to burrow, a hidden place to sneak under, a hidden rock to break, which is wild because it's overwhelming, especially at the beginning when you don't know anything about the game and you don't know where you want to go. And all of us playing games for years and years, what does it tell you? No, that one's the main path. Go to the main path. Do I go left or right? I don't know which one's the short path and which one's the main path, right? I want to hit the short path first and then go with the main path. And you just do not know. And I think that's part of its design. It's on purpose. You don't know which one is the main path because, one, they can all lead back to the same place or a different place. And two, you can progress in multiple directions. There's no set order to like dungeons and things that you do and items that you find. They just may make it easier or harder if you find those items earlier.
There's no main path, but there is a smoother path. You know what I mean?
That's a good way of putting it. I think.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It's very Dark Souls in that regard. Yeah, it's yeah. There's no main path, but there is a path that the game definitely kind of wants you to go through too.
I was so torn about that because I like Dark Souls, but again, Dark Souls does not make me, except for in fucking Blighttown, do like any platforming basically, right?
Right.
And so that when you get stuck in Dark Souls, it's usually because a guy's kicking your ass, and so you're like, oh well, I'll just get stronger. And there's just like in this game, it was just like the guy that kicked my ass the most, I swear to God, was a bat. Just a regular ass random movement enemy.
Sounds like a hammer issue. Seriously.
I mean,
it sounds like something that might be harder to do with the hammer. Because with the whip, you could stay this far away from him.
I found that the hammer, you could just charge it, and in one blow, it takes them out of the air. Anything above you, the hammer's
they have to be within that specific...
Right, that arc. Yeah.
Zelda, like I'm talking about, where it's like 4 directions, but then you can get these 2 if you swoop, but then it was not very fun or easy to do. But I'm sorry, I digress from my point before, which is just to say, like, I'm torn about the not holding your hand thing.
Okay.
Like the Dark Soulsian-ness of it, where it's just like, yes, this leads to there and that leads to there and the world is your oyster. Because it's framed like it's a Zelda game at the beginning, where in which it's in Dark Souls, there is a storyline. I don't mean to be offensive, but there's no storyline. You just get
Martinson is shaking his fist.
You wake up in a well, and it's just like, go now.
You're in prison. Here's a sword. Kill God.
This game, exactly.
Here's a sword. Kill God. Yeah.
This game, we should mention it has an amazing opening cutscene.
Oh my God!
So fun. I won't spoil what happens if you haven't played, but it's immediately action packed. And then you're on a quest, and then these people are looking for you, and you're supposed to get to this town, and then you get to the town and talk to the king, and then the king's got a thing for you, and so you do feel like it's guided in some capacity. Which kind of always, when dovetailed with the open-ended parts, just made me feel like I was doing the wrong thing at any time. Like I was just like, wait, should I go here now? Is this, and then I'd get to some part and then just not see the secret thing that gets me to the next place. And then just be like,
a lot.
I guess not. And then just like keep wandering around until I inevitably get killed by a bat and then start back from super far away and go, I didn't learn anything about the world or within that life there that I just did.
Yeah.
And they have the Dark Souls. If you die, you lose your like soul gem. And if you die again before you recover it, you lose all your bones, which the bones are their money in this game.
Yes.
Thank you. So
thank you.
And so you use it to buy things.
I get it now.
And level up and unlock stuff. And I don't know. I'm so conflicted. I don't like games that hold my hand, but this one was too big.
There are a lot of systems, and I still don't know how all of them work. So I think that's really fair. Like there's a lot of little systems.
Have you beaten any dungeons yet, Raph?
I'm currently in the first one, which was I think it's the crypt.
Well, usually, yeah.
Yeah, right. That was,
So here's what this game does, and I agree with you, Mac. It is frustrating, but addictive. But here's where you guys haven't kind of hit the threshold of what this game does yet.
Okay.
And that is that this game have you ever played any type of game where it feels like up until right before you fight the final boss, the game is still giving you new mechanics and new ways to play
For sure.
the game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is this game. So once you get a couple of dungeons in and you realize that there's someone really close by to the base to the main town that unlocks the map and other things you can purchase for your hollows for your base, you realize that the game has like an ever expanding list of quality of life upgrades, but you have to play the game to be able to afford and purchase them. I'll give you a couple examples. First of all, you save that team member, the Hollow Guild, and you get access to a overview map so that you at least understand, to get to the beach, it says go south, but it doesn't mean go south directly from town. It means go one or two screens over and then go south. I understand this now, or the caves lead there or whatever. Then you save the other team member for the guild, and they unlock things you can purchase and customize inside your hollows. One of them being a capsule where you can save your favorite sub-weapon. So you have a sub-weapon that you find all the time. You can dump it in there, and every time you die, you go back to a save point. You can go back in. You can grab another copy of said sub-weapon, and another one you can do where you can keep like a spare one as well. So you get access to those. Most games would do things like you level up, you get more health, you get more armor and stuff, right?
And this does that too.
And it does. It certainly does. But you get your attack, and then you have the weapons individually. But then you also will start to find those orbs you mentioned, those soul orb or whatever it's called, the one that's your lives,
Yeah.
You find more than one of those. So now you can die multiple times before you lose your bones. Those also are keys to unlock doors in the main town. So you can get access to more upgrade. I didn't learn that. I thought those were bosses I beat. And it's like, no, those are orbs, and you can find those anywhere.
Somewhere.
Right? No idea.
By doing all kinds of puzzles that could be
information.
They could be one room away, or they could be hidden within a dungeon, and finding them all is near impossible. But as it slowly upgrades all these things, all those trinkets you find, the trinkets are special abilities that you equip. You start with one slot, and they're all numbered. The first one I found was number 8, and like the 12th one I found was number 1. It's like no rhyme or reason there. but you will, because it's just how you found them.
Right.
But you will also earn more trinket slots, and now you are building your way to play. I want this one that gives me increased attack. I want this one that lets me do a spinning jump.
Viewer, trinkets are like a relic in a roguelike game that you can
Right.
put on Mina permanently. And what Buck is talking about is you can combine them with the sub-weapons that Raph was talking about. So the sub-weapons are more like the consumable items in...
They're like Castlevania.
I was talking.
I'm sorry.
They're more like the consumable weapons in Castlevania.
Yeah.
The difference being that in Castlevania, I never find the sub-weapon that I choose to be that important. It's just whichever one I like, frankly. But in this game, I have such an intense feeling of... I guess I'd call it FOMO when it comes, because if you die, you lose your sub weapon. Dang, where did I find it again? Fuck. Okay, I grab it. Then I am in a dungeon and I just found a sub weapon and I walk 2 rooms over and there's another sub weapon in there. Do I swap the one that I have out? Is the game trying to tell me that I will need this one for this room?
Sometimes.
Sometimes is the answer. And I would sometimes be pissed off when the answer was no, you didn't need the stones. Right. They actually suck ass compared to the axe. You should have kept the axe for the boss.
So once you get the upgrade, you can go back to your base, grab your favorite weapon. There is also another upgrade you can purchase that shows those sub-weapons on maps once you've discovered them. So you can go back and you can find them again. So this game
Dear Yacht
gives
Club
you
Games,
those
can you release a Mina the Hollower DX where most of the stuff you have to unlock is just given to me from the beginning so I can fucking play it?
What's the fun in that?
Yeah, that's all that. I mean, there are so many sub weapons in this too, like that bike that you get. That
I keep seeing the bike.
There's like
a little bicycle, like
a hover bike or a regular bike. Helps you jump over larger chasms, which also the umbrella does that too. But man, I've had fights where the umbrella saved my life because I throw a couple out and the enemies will hit them and bounce off of them and throw projectiles into the umbrellas just laying on the ground. And it's like, this is great.
Dude, fuck the mouse that shoots the laser beam across the whole entire screen.
That guy is a dick, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Such
fuck
an
that
asshole,
guy.
dude.
This game, like Animal Well, this game has all those moments where like when I beat Animal Well and Max like, when you find out the bubble wand can shoot down, and I was like, the bubble wand can shoot down? Like, I beat the game and I didn't know it could do that.
Yeah.
This game has those kinds of moments constantly. And I think that is why people are enjoying it so much, because every time you do, to get to the beach, there's a thing about an enemy that there's nothing to lead to believe this. It's just through experimentation that you realize you can manipulate it, and it helps you get to where you need to go. And it's one of those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. There was a possibility I can do that. I think that's part of its charm.
You haven't beat the game yet, Buck, right?
No, I'm on my way to the 3rd dungeon.
Anybody have like what's the like average playtime on this thing?
Haven't looked.
Anybody know?
I think I heard one of the McElroys say it's like if you do 100%, it's like 30 hours.
Wow.
I'm not gonna, 100%, that's a lot because there's a lot of
course,
there's a lot in there.
So, 20, maybe 20, 25 hours.
Perhaps.
I
mean,
that's not too bad for a good Zelda / Metroidvania.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Without wasting time Googling it. I will say though too, there are these built-in via Yacht Club Games mods essentially that you can turn on and off.
Tell me about
at will.
Yeah, I didn't get to try these. How are they?
And there's like 200 of them.
Oh shit!
There's so many, and so when you go to the menu to turn them on and off, the game tells you, by the way, if you turn these on, you can't get the feats, which are basically like the achievements of the game.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Do I care that much?
I guess I shouldn't because I'm not going to play it otherwise. But they have this sub menu in that menu that has a bunch of like almost like I don't know how to say, like pre-selected groupings, like themed mods. So like one is just literally called easier. And like when you turn it on, you can then check the list of 200 mods and see that it turned on 10 and these are the 10 it turned on or whatever.
Cool. Okay.
And I tried it. Played for about 30 minutes with easier turned on, and I tell you what, I had a lot better time.
Oh, good.
Okay.
You know,
well, that's cool they gave you that option.
For sure, yeah.
When you're in the easier, one of the things that turns on is take like 25% less damage. And just that little amount of, and then your health gems or your health drinks
Vials,
or whatever
yeah.
happen faster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
drink them faster. Like
Which you get trinkets later on that let you do that kind of
those
stuff too.
two little adjustments made it feel so much more like a Zelda game because like I was doing a thing in the first dungeon in the crypt where I was like transferring the head of the statue to the thing.
yeah.
And I fell in the hole getting hit by guys so many fucking times. And I said to myself, like, if I was playing without this mode on right now, I would have had to have restarted this 3 times by now.
Mac.
Like I would have had
Mac.
to ran all the way back.
Mac.
Yes.
Enemies only respawn when you go to your save point. Kill
so if you
the
kill 'em
enemies
all, then-
first.
Ghost chases you when you pick up the head.
Yeah, but
True,
just throw
true.
the head at him and it stuns it for a little bit.
Yeah, it does that.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
That's
You
the
throw
thing,
the
yeah.
head and then the head falls off the thing and then you fall and then you get hit and you fall and go back to the beginning of the thing.
Wait
It's
until you
like-
have to do the one on the world
what you
map
said
for one
does
of the
not
hidden
make
spots.
what I said not true, okay?
No,
and
yeah,
it's
that's
that-
fair.
you,
Well, you
you
said the
already
guys.
agreed that this game is difficult.
You said the
and I'm
guys. I
doing
thought you were-
platforming while attacking enemies while carrying an item that does not let me attack unless I throw it. And so it's just like it's not easy. And when
No, it's not.
and I don't want to redo it a bunch of times. So I'd rather
It is-
stay on the
yeah.
screen that I'm on. Like it's weird to gatekeep. Like it's just
No, it's a
yeah.
challenging game, and I like the idea of having features there for someone who's not into that extreme challenge. Like, and
Yeah,
then also
that's-
give
yeah,
you the
that's
option of
perfectly
playing the
fine.
challenge. That's cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's perfectly fine.
They have other ones as well. There's obviously ones to make it harder, but they have ones that are
God.
just there's a grouping just called weird. And there's one where you
Fun.
you could turn on
Elaborate.
drunk mode and it just constantly spins the camera
Oh no, I
like
don't
the
think I
entire
like that.
time you're trying to play.
Why would
like
you
that.
want that?
Yeah, I
If
don't
you're a
know.
weird sicko, I don't
That's
know.
like
Yacht Club
someone
Games.
That's a
was
challenge
bored.
run thing.
That's
for
like
sure.
someone was bored at work one day and went, "Look what I did, boss."
It's
Yeah.
like why do people want to beat Dark Souls with bananas?
Right. There are people that do, level 1 runs of Dark
Mac,
Souls.
Dark
Like, why do
Soul
people
with
do that?
banana is not a built-in feature of Dark Souls. That's just the.
I've seen that.
It will be in the next one, I'm sure.
This is like totally
Success of this game.
a side thing, but I saw a video of this guy playing Dark Souls with like a punching bag, and like the places that he would punch would be move the character in certain ways. Yeah,
Perfect.
go ahead.
I saw that as well.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I am going to call you out, and I would like you to go turn on the easier mode in Expedition 33, Mac, and finish the Renoir fight, because you have not
Same
only
thing.
missed out on a Game of the Year game, you have missed out on a Game of the Decade game.
Okay.
And it has the
All right.
same feature. You can change the difficulty so you don't get murdered right away by missing one dodge. Stop letting that gatekeep you from a great game.
I think that was the last time because that I was playing this game and did a thing that I have not done, I guess, since that game, which was just literally flop my controller out of my hand and say, I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. Like, this is the opposite of enjoyable to me. Like, I don't want to keep getting killed by bats and holes. Like, I just want to fucking explore this huge, beautiful world. It's
And
so
Mina,
amazing.
It's fair.
Mina, I can't vouch for because I haven't finished it yet. Expedition 33, I can.
Oh, sure. I mean, apparently they're both amazing. I understand. I
game
have
is
no
pretty
problem
fun.
with Expedition 33. I just couldn't get past that fight because it's so hard.
I found that playing. What platform do you guys play on? I mean, Buck, I assume on PC, Mac.
Yeah.
Do you play on PC, as
PC,
well?
yeah.
I actually got it on PC, and I found it very difficult to hold my attention on PC for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about playing single player games on PC. But when I switched over to the PS5, I gave them my money twice. By the way, you guys better thank me. It was just infinitely easier. I got through much further. I guess it's just being able to just chill in bed and play it whenever I want to, as opposed to having to sit at the computer. And there's something very, I don't know. There's something about that just made it a whole lot easier for me.
This is very much a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And, if you have one of those portable
fucking
things, a
bet.
Steam Deck or a
You
ROG
might enjoy it on
Ally,
the couch
this is-
more, honestly.
This is a very digestible game on handheld mode, for sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a $600 Steam Deck. If I did,
enough.
God, that
They're
sounds
like
fun.
9 now.
Well, geez. I mean, do you guys have anything else that you wanted to comment? We talked about, I mean, the combat is crisp and certain people probably like it. The world is huge and filled with secrets. And
Me, I'm
world
a
seems
certain
cool,
person.
Story seems good. I think the map design is peak, honestly. I like to,
Yeah,
as
oh
the
my
kids
gosh.
say.
Very good.
I think the map design is perfect. It reminds me a lot of Dark Souls. Like you find random shortcuts, you find random like hidden doorways, like false walls and whatnot. It's fantastic. I love this game. It's great.
Okay. Well, then I think that is all I have for Mina the Hollower. My TLDR is it's a good game. I just don't. It's really fucking frustrating.
It's more like Dark Souls.
It's more like Dark Souls. All right. We are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to do our What Else You Got and head on out of here. So see you on the other side, you Hollowers, you. All right. We're on the other side of our break, and it's time for our What Else You Got, the segment of our show. We can bring anything to the table, be it video game or otherwise. I am very excited to hear about Buck's What Else You Got. So, Buck, I would like you to go first, please.
Oh, my lordy. The 7th Guest remake
Oh,
came out this week.
Woo!
I will read you. I don't review games on Steam. I never do. I left a review for this game because I already beat it. And I will read you my Steam review. The original 7th Guest is the game that made me fall in love with puzzle games back in the 90s. This is such a wonderful homage to that with all new original puzzles, cleaned up story, backstory, and a whole lot of nostalgic fun. I couldn't put it down, and I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it.
Hell yeah.
If you don't know what 7th Guest is, it was a puzzle game that came out made by Trilobite in the 90s. They had PC and Mac. It was like the granddaddy of the point-and-click exploration horror puzzle games. I first played this when I was like 12 years old, something like that. My buddy Ben, he would come over and we would like work out the puzzles together because 7th Guest does something that Blueprints does and why I love that game so much. And that is they never give you the rules to the puzzle. They just throw a bunch of pieces on a thing in front of you. And they could be as easy as there's a puzzle in this newer one where there's a giant train set in front of you. And in front of you, you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And you quickly realize that there's train cars strewn throughout the train track in this little play mountainside numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. You quickly realize I have to connect these train cars to the back of this train in order 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or as complicated as here's this vase with all of these pictures on it, and I have to do these pictures in particular sets, like a set of each, and 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these, and perfectly fill out all of the pictures all around it. So the way that the puzzles are presented in this game, they did it justice. It is completely new puzzles, completely different from the original. There's 1 or 2 that are nods to the original, like the Queen puzzle and the final, but there's a couple that are nods, but they are all new puzzles. There's got to be at least 25, 30 puzzles in this game. Absolutely amazing. Follows the storyline of the original, but with, like I said, some plot holes kind of and some things plugged up. Couple of really great new features that they added. First one being not new, but full motion video scenes are back. So if you're standing in the foyer in the original, you would see a flat full motion video scene of basically their ghosts because you're in this mansion after these events have taken place and you're seeing them play out like as apparitions after the fact. And the ghosts would be flat FMV talking to one another, really great full motion video stuff, right? Well, they brought that back in this one. However, they filmed all of the people using volumetric video with those rings of cameras. Cool. So when you're watching an FMV play out in front of you, because this one isn't point and click, you get to walk around in the 3D space. You are watching 2 people talk and you can walk around their conversation. Whoa. If you walk behind this woman talking to this man, you're on seeing her backside now in their front. It's so immersively cool for like a ghost story kind of thing to do that. Oh my God. Like you just feel like you're in this freaking haunted house now. I think they made like some VR edition of this too. You can play it, which would be wild. But the other new thing they added is so cool. It's this thing called a spirit lantern. So it's this lantern you can hold up. And when you do it, it like glows like a black light wherever you're pointing it on. And so it uses them for puzzle clues. Like you might point on a wall and it has like a black light kind of etching of like, it's never like a giveaway. It's kind of like this thing to the right. And you're like, what? And you're like, oh, it means move this painting. There's a painting that moves. But then also there's all these pictures all over the mansion. And it'll be like of a woman sitting underneath a tree. And if you shine the lantern on it, the woman is actually like a skeleton. Or like a man talking to a woman. And if you fly the thing on it, the man is actually the devil. You know, like they all have these secondary, really like spooky things that goes on. So that adds so much more to it.
Is it scary at all?
It's spooky, just like the
campy?
first one was. It's much less campy than the previous one was. It does a very good job of being very like ambiance, like
it's got
drawing
an
it in.
atmosphere.
It's sincere.
Yes, it has very. Okay. Yes, it's way less campy than the original was. So I absolutely loved that about it. The layout is like almost identical. Upstairs is a little different, but the layout's almost identical to the original house. So I loved it when they'd be like, "I'll meet you in the game room." Be like, "I know where that is."
Wow.
I'll meet you in the library. I know where it is. You
in a post Blueprints world, did you have to
Dude.
break out any pieces of paper to make any notes, or no? Not that hard.
I used my gifted brain. It was definitely hard. There were quite a few puzzles where I had to step back, take a break, look at it from a different set of eyes. There was one time that I could not find the puzzle in a room. I walked away, got a drink, came back, and I went, all right, let me leave the room, come back again, see if I missed something. As sure as shit, I walked in the room with my lantern on, and there was like a black light path on the floor that I had missed. And it led me to part of the puzzle that I had missed. They do give you coins in this that you find throughout the house. And if you use a coin, you can get a hint to a puzzle.
Oh, interesting. How do you just like open a menu and collect like use coin or something? Or is
I don't know. I used none.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's damn right you did.
Hell yeah, dude.
Did you have a favorite puzzle?
Ooh, that man, there were quite a few music puzzles, which I really liked. There was one with a like a Carcassonne style like map on a quilt that you had to rotate tile. That's that board game where you connect like roads and rivers and walls and shit.
Oh, okay.
Carcosa or
Carcassonne. And so I think it's pronounced Carcassonne. And you have to rotate the tiles to match up. But it was again one of those things where, well, what are you trying to match up? And you realize you're trying to connect a particular path once you understand the context clues. There was a fun one with chunks of meat in the kitchen. That was a fun one.
Delicious.
There was. Funny you say that because like Stauf like is in the game tormenting you the whole time, just like he did in the old one. Henry Stauf, the bad guy. No, the bad guy. That's the bad guy. The doll maker. They still follow the same story of him as the doll maker, becoming destitute, killing people and then making dolls, and then the dolls haunt children. It's great. There is a great new puzzle with a set of the children, and there's this giant blacklight hidden mural that has all the kids connected, and it's explaining to you how to seat all of the children. But then there's an extra layer that you don't even realize till partway through that you have to do. It involves a little doll-sized guillotine.
Only on QVC. Today we've got doll-sized guillotine for only 13 payments of.
If you loved Blueprints, if you played the original Seventh Guest, you can play this and get a whole new Seventh Guest experience. I really hope this sells well enough that they can give 11th Hour the same treatment. Because
11th Hour.
It was wonderful. That sequel, yeah.
Yes, I forgot about 11th Hour.
Wonderful game.
Wow. Well, maybe I'll download from the family share and I can sit on the couch and play it with Tish or something.
I am a puzzle aficionado, so some of the puzzles I was crushing. Some of them I right away it clicked to me what it was, and I did it on like the second or third attempt. There was only one puzzle. Sometimes when you're experimenting in Seventh Guest, you don't know the rules. You accidentally solve the puzzle while you're playing with the pieces to learn the rules. That only happened one time, but I realized after the fact how I would have solved it.
Wow. Blueprints I loved, but it was too big brain for me. I'm not smart enough.
I beat it in less than 6 hours, so it won't take you forever. but the
It's doable.
puzzles are just wonderful. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Um.
It's called The Seventh Guest Remake, right?
Right.
Right.
Yes. And you get a copy of Seventh Guest VR for free, which is like the original Seventh Guest remade in VR. I guess.
Wow, interesting.
Put them together. So.
Hell yeah.
I have a couple others. You want me to do them now, or
You could do
they're
another
short.
if you got.
They're
Sure.
both,
Go
they're
ahead,
both
go
short.
ahead.
The first one is I have to mention. Rest in peace to John Blanche, the artist John Blanche. You guys won't know who he is, but you know who he is. He did all of the art for the Warhammer universe throughout the 80s and 90s and 2000s. If you've ever
I've
seen,
been seeing people post photos from the
ever
old codexes.
if you've ever seen the cover of a Warhammer 40,000 box or codex or that style that defined Games Workshop, that was John Blanche.
I'm looking at his work right now. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Oh,
So, and they still emulate it today, even though I don't think he does all their art, or he didn't do any of their art more
It's
recently.
like it's like Frank Frazetta meets like H.R. Giger. It's crazy.
I could see that then and there. Lots
Yeah,
of
a little
aliens
bit.
and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Too. But I had to mention that because you know me, big Warhammer guy, so I love that.
Yeah.
And my last one today is, guys, I got something in the mail from YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that when you pass 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, like we did, they send you this hand-drawn crayon passing 10,000 subscribers,
Whoa.
drawn by an intern over at
Yeah, that's super cool.
What's it smell like?
Tangerines. No, wax. It smells like wax.
Cool.
I was betting on
All
diarrhea.
right.
Just a joke.
Very
We
good.
we reached 10,000 on YouTube. Thank you guys for subscribing. All that we really mean a lot. Share it with more of your friends.
guys.
They don't actually send these out on YouTube. I made this, but I love it. I'm still gonna hang it on my wall.
What? They don't send these out from YouTube? No. Yes, thank you. Thank you for
Yes.
listening, dear. Actually, thank you for subscribing. Now listen.
Yeah.
To the episodes in their entirety. Very good, very good. I will go next because I'm gonna sandwich my little itty bitty one in between Raph's. What else you got? Because I know it's good. And that's just that. For one thing, Tish has been playing Final Fantasy IV. She got
Hell yeah.
she's got Rydia in her party, and she's doing she's about to go into the water a cave or whatever to fight the octopus guy.
Oh yeah, Octomom.
She's playing the
Octomommoth.
Pixel remaster because it just came on Game Pass, and
Nice.
it's cool. You know, I forgot. Now I'm going to tell this funny story. She heard me playing it from the kitchen, and she was like, "What are you playing?" And I was like, "Final Fantasy." And she was like, "Oh man, I remember when I was younger, my friend had that game, and I remember watching him like play it up in Massachusetts." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And she was like, "Yeah, I'd love to like play it." And I was like, "Oh, I could walk you through it." And then a couple days later, I start up Final Fantasy, and she's playing it for a bit. She like gets to like the overworld map, and then she just says, "What's the one with the Disney characters?"
Oh,
And I
Kingdom
said,
Hearts.
"Kingdom Hearts?" And she went, "Yeah, that was the game my friend had." And I said, "Oh, well, fuck. This game is not that at all. It's not even close to that game." She's like, "Yeah, I noticed that." And I was like, but if it's any consolation prize, I don't think you could play Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
hard as fuck. Because it's a
Right.
live action role playing game where you're controlling other characters while jumping in the air and swinging a camera around. And it's a lot.
If you turn off the active battles on 4, it's great for a beginner.
And yeah, she's even with the battles on, she's been liking. If I have the strategy guide just to be like, all right, now go there, and then you're gonna want to fight this guy and pick that up. And
It's got a great story, so if you care
it's
about
so
that, you know,
good, dude, the
And it's like
story
one of
in
the
Final
shorter
Fantasy
ones
IV.
too, right?
yes,
Say again.
It's like one of the shorter ones too, right?
yeah, you can
Have you
beat
played
4
it
in
at all,
less than
Raph?
20 hours.
I have it on the Super Nintendo. I just haven't gotten around to playing
It's
it.
got the snappiest dialogue. Games are so wordy nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? They're so fucking like these characters just like in good anime, they just say exactly what they're feeling and then deal with the consequences of that. And it's so
I like
cool.
that.
And then the other thing was that I got a new game on the Playdate in season 2, a Bennett Foddy Playdate game
That's wild.
called Zipper.
yes,
And it is fucking tight, dude.
Yes.
You play it's a strategy game where you play as a samurai invading a castle. and your character can move like as far as he wants in the blink of an eye, like tile wise. You like select the number of tiles, but the enemies on the screen, however far you move, they can also move, and they're allowed to like make turns. Like they can go and make, whereas you can only go as far. You're like a rook. Like you can go as far as you want, all the way across the map, but only in a straight line. And the farther you go, the farther the enemies can go on their turn.
I see.
And then the way you kill them is you have to move past them. So wherever they are on a tile, if you just or into them, if you grace past them, he'll like, and then like they just like blood sprays everywhere as your guy flies through them, and then they just drop to the ground. Or sometimes you cut their heads off and shit like this. And
it's great.
It's so fucking cool. And it's in Bennett Foddy fashion. It's just like when you die, you go all the way back to the beginning. So it's just like, oh fuck, man. So lots of times spent in my house recently drinking coffee and just looking at a single screen of Zipper and being like, But that's all I have for this week. Raph, hit us with your awesome. What else you got, please?
Yeah, so it's a game that we all played like right before recording this, honestly. But this game is called Species Unknown. It came out in October of 2025, and it's developed and published by Wanna Dev Studio, and they've made like maybe like 2 or 3 other pretty like well-liked games other than this one, but this has got an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. But it's a co-op horror extraction game, which sounds very much up my alley, and it sounds like every other one that you've ever played. But man, I don't think I've ever been so thoroughly impressed by an indie title in this genre as I have by this game.
It's great.
I agree.
You might be able to call it a friend slop horror game, but that would be doing it a disservice in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's extremely well polished, first of all, compared to other titles in genre. It's very well optimized. I was able to play it at 60 FPS most of the time. I think, Buck, you were hitting
nobody cares about that part. Get to the good part, Raph.
No.
Well, this is important too. This is important too. This is a big part of it. But
it's an audio medium. We want to
it can also be described as such. So the game is basically this. You and your crew must enter the science transport ship HSS Hawking. There's only one map so far, but it's very big.
It's huge.
You complete an objective while an alien threat stalks the ship. That objective could be find the black box and escape with it, destroy the ship and escape, eliminate the specimen, or later on, when you get a particular piece of equipment, you can capture the specimen. And then at the end, yes, you have to escape. Like I said, there's currently only one map, and it's that big spaceship. But depending on the mission that you're on, different sections of the ship become available. So, like, you might have to be dealing in the labs most of the time, which has some really cool shit in it. Sometimes you're dealing in the engine room when you got to blow up the ship. That's a really cool area too, where it's got its own unique puzzles. There's the crew quarters. Each one has its own unique puzzles that you have to do to access different parts of the map.
And different doors are locked depending on when you play different rounds, right? So it's gonna, even though it feels, air quotes is the same map, it never feels like the
at least
same
in that first section.
And then there are also modifiers for higher difficulties, and then the monsters themselves. The monsters themselves, it randomly picks one of, I want to say there's like 4 or 5 monsters at the moment that are available, but it picks them randomly, and the combination of the modifiers on the map, the different locked doors, the different areas that you're in, and the monster, all of that kind of makes for a unique experience almost every time that you play it.
Yeah.
And holy shit, is it an experience every time you play it, because it is the most cinematic shit ever.
You know what I feel like? I feel like this game was kind of like what, not Content Warning, but what was the one before that we all
Lethal
played?
Company?
Yes. This is almost, I don't know. I feel like it accomplishes what Lethal Company might have been going for, but it was a little too friend slop.
Yes,
and this is a little more game.
Well, it's the one that started the whole friend slop thing, Lethal Company. But this game really, it's the atmosphere. I like the idea that the missions aren't just go in, find some junk, and then hit a quota or whatever. You have very specific missions that you have to accomplish. The other really cool thing about this game, I didn't get to talk about. I don't want to talk about too many of them, but just to name a couple of the monsters that you'd run into, there's an alien that turns dead bodies into zombies. This includes the players. So sometimes you might die and your buddy might reanimate and you have to kill him. There's a corrupted robot that will follow you around and will wait for one of you guys to accidentally isolate yourself, and then it'll murder them. And this is not a spoiler because it was the most recent one that was added. It's in the trailer. It's a literal T-800. It's a fucking Terminator. That's it. It's got a gun. That's it. You just got to run from it.
It reminds me so much of Phasmophobia. We talked about it before the recording, but it'd be like if Phasmophobia had an objective besides just figure out what ghost is in there.
Right. Sometimes you got to kill the ghost, right? Exactly.
Because that part is in the game as well. The essence of there will be corpses strewn about the spaceship when you first enter them. And the wounds that they have will give you clues about what monster you are dealing with, which is relevant because then there is a place on the ship where you can use a computer to basically look at a directory for all of the monsters and all their factoids. So it's just like we walk in
that
and it's just like
phasmophobia aspect there. It's great.
Right.
It's well executed.
We'll walk in and be like, got a guy without a face here. Be like, all right, guy without a face. Got it. Get to the computer. Oh, there's 2 guys that eat faces. Oh, fuck. Okay, so it's either this guy or it's going to be this guy.
Yeah, I'd like to give the example that the T-800 will crush heads and shoot them. So you see bullet holes and heads missing. You're like, all right, T-800, I know what to do here. Honestly, every session is like your own little mini version of some like sci-fi creature feature. Yeah. And they always end in like kind of like an exciting way. Like I love my favorite mission are the ones where you have to destroy the ship. And everybody's just running while the ship is breaking apart and shaking and like little sirens are blaring. The monster's chasing you. It makes for some great moments where you're at the door to get to the ship and you're like, fuck, open faster. Oh my God, it's right there. And then like, everyone's screaming. It's chaos. Honestly,
you got walkie-talkies going back and forth. Where are you? What's going on?
Dude, the walkie-talkie sounds so good. It is nearly perfect. I really think that all it needs right now is just more content.
More stuff.
I mean, and even for the money, it's got a lot of content.
It's like $10, guys. It's $10.
Phasmo has a bunch of gadgets now. After all, the things that you can use to actually hunt the ghosts.
Yeah.
This game has the same thing. After you finish a mission, you get paid. You use that to buy other shit that makes hunting easier.
Which includes weapons, too.
You can get more weapons. There's weapons in this game, too,
Yeah, there are like special guns for the mission where you actually have to kill the monster because they cannot normally be killed with the guns that you can buy. There are like special guns that spawn on the map.
And you don't know till you get in there which monster it is and the method to which to kill them.
Exactly,
yeah. You gotta find the gun first. And like we played one earlier, it's like, oh, the gun that we need is in the fucking engine room. Fuck, to do the engine room, we gotta do the engine room puzzle. Damn, you normally only have to do that when you're gonna do the blow up the ship mission. Well, that's okay because the monster we got for this round is the guy that only kills you if you get separated. So as long as we don't get separated, and Raph's dead. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody can turn the corner and that's it. Yeah.
Coolest features it had that you guys showed me that was so neat was at the end, everybody that survives gets credits based on how you did.
Yeah.
And when you play a game like that, Phasmo, whatever, the people that don't survive are like, oh, that sucks, I didn't die, or oh, I sacrificed myself for the team. When the other players finish, they can choose to give some of their reward credits to the players that died.
Right.
Which is so cool because there's always, like Max said, there's always somebody like, all right, guys, look, I'm going to go be the bait for the monster. I might not make it out.
Yeah.
But I know people that I played games with this before that would say, I'm not fucking doing it because I don't want to lose my stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. And when you get to that screen, you can deliver your share. Like it's like, for example, we had 3 people. And so I can give a third of my money to Buck and then Raph can do the same or whatever. Cool, right? And then it gets split. But you can also not give him his full share. So it's funny, the idea of like, okay, and then you're going to be the bait and then we'll give you money, I swear.
I swear. But then you can kind of withhold a little bit of money.
But if that person fucks up something, you'd be like, fuck you, I'm not paying you.
If they screwed it up because they're being a dumbass, then that's what it is. However, if you do it the other way, payback's a bitch in the next mission.
Absolutely.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because you can blow up you can start the self-destruct thing even if you're not on a self-destruct mission. So it's just like if you really wanted to be a dick, you can set up the timer to fuck up the other players so they can't even finish what they're doing.
Did I lock you in there with the monster? I'm sorry.
I gotta say, like, there's just every game ends in some crazy cinematic like moment, man. Yeah. Too like the last one that we did where we were running and like I'm like, Matt, close the door. I turn around and it was right at the door as the door
closed
shut.
It on its face. I was dead and watching like cinematically over their shoulder, and I watched Mac just go beep, right in the monster's face.
I'd say this is an 8 out of 10 game right now, but it's a 10 out of 10 experience.
I don't like for the first time you're figuring stuff out. It's very, 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 very fun.
Yeah,
like having Buck come in and be like, "Oh man, wait till we get in there. Oh, it's gonna be so fucking cool." Like it's like a haunted house type shit where you're like you've already been through and you're bringing your friend through it, and you're like, and there's this part with this thing, and I hope we get this guy. Oh, if we get this guy with this mission, it's gonna be so hard but so fun.
Big Disney ride vibes for sure.
Huge Disney ride.
Yes.
I said it, and then I didn't say it again, but Buck just said it also. At the very beginning, there's this intro animation thing that happens. He's like, what is this, a fucking Disney ride? And I was like, I said the same thing. Yes, Unknown Species.
Yeah.
Good.
Go check it out.
Species unknown.
Fuck,
Yeah, Species Unknown. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Species Unknown. Go check it out. It is very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all we have for you today, dear listener or watcher. Thank you so much for getting this far. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not. Check out the Super Interview Brothers on YouTube and Spotify if you have not been doing that. If you head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/TheGTP, you can become a $5 a month member and you'll gain access to a feed that gets you those episodes 1 week early. We have, I believe, the Screaming Savage Blood Death person next week. If you have the $5 member thing.
Early out on Patreon. It'll be out already when this episode comes out. You could jump to Patreon and get it early.
And you could
but they can still get it
all your
early.
Friends, guys.
They can still get it early because it won't be out on YouTube till the following Wednesday.
Yeah.
That also gets you the bonus content, the UFO 50 deep dive. And Buck and I are going to attempt to start another series, in fact, because that game Zipper inspired me. I was like, Buck, we got to do what we did for UFO 50 with the play date.
Yes.
So Buck and I are going to start Playdate Power Weekly. We're going to be uploading 2 game reviews per episode. They're going to be
like 10,
little
15
tiny
minutes,
things.
right?
In the essence, the spirit of Playdate, they're going to be nice and short. But you can find links to all that stuff in our bios.
Yeah.
We want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. You can find them on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, the world, anywhere you can find music on the internet. And of course, last but not least, we need to thank RetroGameTreasure.com, bringer of Heavy Rain today, owned and operated by the Megabuck himself. Retro Game Treasure is a subscription service that helps you grow a retro game collection. Whether you're just starting from scratch or you just want to expand the collection you already have, he can help you. How? Well, when you become a subscriber, you create a highly detailed profile that outlines your current collection, the systems you want to collect for, and your preferred gaming genres. Then the magic happens. At the end of each month, you receive a box. And in that box, there is a hand-picked cluster of games that are now yours.
Woohoo.
These games will be for the consoles that you own. They'll be the games you don't already have. And most importantly, they'll be games that are your style, reportedly. Games you've heard so much about. Games you've never heard about. Perhaps an old favorite. Perhaps a new favorite. Opening the box, the moment of truth. What will be inside this month? Do you feel that? That's the magic of collecting, and that's the magic of RetroGameTreasure.com. Until next week, though, subscriber, my name is Max Stein, and I love the Game Treasure Podcast. It's so bad.
It's so bad.